the theory industry is not just not radical, but is reactionary and counter-revolutionary, and maybe that would trigger a response from David further.
Well, my approach is to always situate the production of ideas within production more generally. And that implies at least two fundamental principles. One is that intellectual production is never done in isolation. It is done in a material system of production. And that therefore, if we want to understand the intellectual production of any individual, Deleuze, Derrida, Lacan, etc., it is imperative on us to situate that individual production within the overall system that produced both the thinker in question and the work that they produced. And the second is that any intellectual production is the result of a theoretical practice, and that we need to analyze that theoretical practice, see how it operates, and what its principal fundamental, what its fundamental goals are. And in the case of French theory, what you have is, if we look at it from a larger historical perspective, is that these thinkers became prominent within the imperial core because it was largely driven by the theory industry that developed within the United States in the wake of World War II. So the fact that people today read Lacan, people like Baudrillard, Derrida, Deleuze, etc., isn't because these people are organically on their own, individually finding these authors and becoming bewildered at how brilliant they are. It's because there's an entire system of intellectual production, distribution, and consumption that has promoted these thinkers as the most important in the world. Given that this system of intellectual production itself is situated within the larger social relations of production, it is necessary then to recognize that this is part of an outgrowth of the broader capitalist system. Given that the US became the leading imperialist power in the wake of World War II, and that it undertook a global war on the principal weapon of theoretical class and practical class struggle on the part of the working masses, namely historical and dialectical materialism, it makes perfect sense to me that French theory and other theories like Western Marxism, Frankfurt School would be an example thereof, and for that matter, many contemporary traditions like new materialism, liberal queer theory, Afro-pessimism, etc., would be promoted by precisely this system. It's promoted, these forms of theory are promoted because they serve an ideological purpose. Otherwise, they wouldn't be. They'd be demoted and sidelined, which is what has been done to dialectical and historical materialism. And I think they've been promoted for very good reason. I mean, we can get into the details of this, but to give you a very quick overview, all of the major French